I'm not seeing a sound.
To the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Issues and Voice of the People TV. I am your host, Jerry Apeloi. Welcome to the Issues, where we dive into the wide range of topics that impact our daily lives and, of course, the topics that may matter most to you. Today, we are bringing you a deep look into some of the most pressing challenges facing Nigeria right now. Our team of senior analysts is here to provide expert perspectives, helping you understand the complexities of these issues and equipping you with the insights you need to make sense of it all. Join us as we break down the discussion shaping our society, exploring the real-world implications and the urgent need for change. And while you do that, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never get to miss an episode of the Issues. We begin with the indigenous people of Biafra. Ipob, led by the detained Nnamdi Kanu, has reiterated its dissociation from Simon Ekpa, who claims to be the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Following his arrest in Finland on suspicions of terrorism, Ipob stated that Ekpa has never been a member of the organization and is not affiliated with any units in Finland or globally. Still more, where Chief Bode George, former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, has urged that Nigerians are keen to oust the All Progressive Congress government led by President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 elections. Still more, where in a related development, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has criticized the current administration's borrowing practices, stating they are placing intolerable pressure on Nigeria's economy. As the former PDP presidential candidate, he accused the National Assembly of complicity in escalating debt levels. Away from that, where during a recent public engagement, the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi announced that officers of the Nigerian Police Force will soon be equipped with body cameras. Adejobi stated that this initiative aims to build public trust and ensure the precise documentation of law enforcement activities. Right after this short break, we'll dig deeper into these topics and more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into today's conversation. We told you earlier that the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, led by the detained Nnamdi Kanu, has reiterated its dissociation from Simon Ekpa, who claims to be the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Following his arrest in Finland on suspicions of terrorism, Ipob stated that Ekpa has never been a member of the organization and is not affiliated with any unit in Finland or globally. Ipob condemned Ekpa's actions, alleging he undermines their peaceful movement for Biafra's self-determination and claimed he has engaged in violent activities under a group called the Biafra Liberation Army. The organization emphasized its commitment to a non-violent approach in its quest for independence and called on media and authorities to clarify that Ekpa is not linked to Ipob, whose mission is centered on peaceful civil disobedience. Ipob accused the Nigerian government of attempting to tarnish its reputation by associating it with Ekpa's violent actions. In light of this event, Ipob urged its members and supporters to remain calm and focus on the primary goal of securing Nnamdi Kanu's release and the restoration of Biafra. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two esteemed guests. Here in the studio, we have Mr. Peter Adosike. Mr. Adosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. And of course, also joining us virtually is Mr. Chris Paul Otaigwe, an international chief correspondent and project director. Great to have you join us this evening.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
All right, I want to start with you, Mr. Chris. How credible is Ipob's claim that Simon Ekpa was never affiliated with them, given his role in the Biafra Republic government in exile?
Well, I don't think that is true, because right after, what's his name, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, Simon was placed to become, to take over their radio station, I think, in diaspora, continue the Biafra propaganda, or as it were. So to that extent, I don't think that's credible. However, Simon Ekpa action of Biafra and the thing was running on, which is violence against the Nigerian state and all the sit-at-home and the sit-at-home issue. We're all part of.
Are you still with us, Mr. Chris? All right, we're experiencing some bit of technical hitches due to the network. All right, let's go over to Mr. Adosike. How credible is Ipob's claim that Ekpa was never affiliated with them?
Well, for me, I know that what Ekpa, or whatever his name is doing, it is not in line with what Ipob stands for. Ipob is a non-violent organization. Ipob is an offshoot of MASOB, that's a movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, which was formed by Ralph Owazirike. Ralph Owazirike read law in New Delhi University, India. So there he studied Mahatma Gandhi's method of achieving independence for India, which is non-violent. So Ralph Owazirike modeled MASOB, that's from Mahatma Gandhi's non-violent protest. And when Nnamdi Kanu broke off from MASOB, he continued with that non-violent stuff. because Nnamdi Kanu is somebody I know too well. We were together in Nsukka. We are from the same town. Understand me? There's no 2 Sundays that he doesn't come to our house. Even in the university, he was not part of the student union movement. When the Chima Obani, Bamidele Aturu were protesting on campus, he wasn't part of it. So he's not a troublesome person. Understand me? So that's why what this guy Simon Ekpa is doing never resonated with him, because that is not who he is. Simon Ekpa is a complete criminal, a terrorist, a scammer. Understand? Which is not what a self-determination is all about. You cannot be talking about a self-determination and be punishing your own people and be killing your own people. Which is what, and also be claiming responsibility for the killing of soldiers, killing of policemen. This is pure terrorist act. So, saying that he's not a member of Ipob, I can agree with them, because what he is doing is not what Ipob is, contrary to the philosophy of Ipob.
Who moved the sit-at-home order?
Who moved what?
Who moved for the sit-at-home order for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Who made that move?
Do you know that the first sit-at-home happened in 2005?
Okay.
Ralph Owazirike started the sit-at-home. Not even Nnamdi Kanu or Simon Ekpa.
Okay. Who started it every Monday? Now that has been put in.
I say the first sit-at-home was done in 2005, and it was called by Ralph Owazirike.
Okay.
And the sit-at-home is a non-violent way of protest.
Okay.
It is a non-violent way of protest. Mahatma Gandhi used it during their own time, because you know that when you go out on protest, things will be destroyed, people may get killed. So he reasoned that the best way of doing this is to stay at home. Understand me? So it's a very peaceful way of protest. So and this is according to their philosophy. We are not ready to confront government. We are not ready that to cause
havoc,
trouble.
Okay.
Understand me? So it wasn't started by Nnamdi Kanu or by Simon Ekpa. It was started by Owazirike, and the first sit-at-home happened in Lagos here under Olusegun Obasanjo, and it was very, very successful, because on that day all the major Igbo markets were shut down. And it happened in the month of August. So sit-at-home did not start today. It has been happening. But because it is a very peaceful way of protest, people don't know this.
What about the one that's been enforced every Monday in the Southeast? Does it spread to the Southeast, the one who Owazirike was doing? Talking about sit-at-home every Monday that was effected in the Southeast right now.
This every Monday one is the one that Simon Ekpa is now using to terrorize people in the Southeast, because the abduction and detention of Nnamdi Kanu created a vacuum, which Simon Ekpa took advantage of.
Okay.
And begin to abuse all the processes. Nnamdi Kanu never claimed responsibility for the killing of any soldier. He never claimed responsibility for the killing of any policeman.
Okay.
And if he had done that, it would have been a strong evidence against him, and Nigerian government would have sentenced him to long-term jail.
Well, you say Nnamdi Kanu was not a troublesome person, was a gentle person. But we've seen various videos of him making very, very inciting comments and calling the president back then unprintable names and calling Nigerians
Example.
printable
Example.
names. And those are names I cannot mention.
I can mention them,
TV.
saying that Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a zoo.
Yes. Okay.
Nigeria is a complete zoo. If there's anything worse than zoo, that's what Nigeria
And
is.
he made reference to some words calling even the president those names.
What?
And of course calling for...
What did he call the Buhari? Jubrin of Sudan.
He also said the word baboon. Let's not forget. There was a lot of words he used that were not...
Who mentioned baboon in this country? It was Buhari that said that monkey and baboon, it is him.
Okay. I think on the part of Nnamdi Kanu, we cannot say that he was a peaceful person. We made a lot of inciting comments on social media before.
I can show you pictures of Simon Ekpa with army uniform and gun. Have you ever seen Nnamdi Kanu with a gun?
But he was not a peaceful person. That's what I want our audience to understand.
He's not a
Because
peaceful person.
there are a lot of videos that prove that he was more or less inciting a lot of situation as far as the struggle was
He
concerned.
was acting under provocation.
Okay.
Nigerian state, we are provoking everybody.
But the law does not understand whether you are being provoked to make some inciting comments.
No recognizes provocation.
But not making inciting comments that could lead to violence.
When you are angry, you can say anything.
All right, thank you very much for putting that out. Then, if we take a look at Nnamdi Kanu now, when there was a vacancy, how come all this while the sit-at-home was being enforced, Ipob could not stop it from being violent in terms of killing of people innocently? I'm talking about vigilante security officials, and even sometimes even innocent people who were even caught in the crossfire. How come Ipob never said something against the killings that was happening in the southeast?
No. A more powerful, he is the spokesperson of Ipob, has been denying that they are not part of the killings in the southeast. Check here, Google, you see it. Understand me? They have been denying that. They have been continuously saying that Nigeria military try to give a dog a bad name in order to kill it. Understand me? So we know that the criminality in the southeast is not even being committed by Ipob. The governor of Abia State said this thing last week, that this week, that investigation has shown that Ipob is not responsible for the violence in the southeast. Google it, you see it.
So who was responsible?
Criminal elements.
All right, and of course we know there was a certain group that called themselves the Biafra Liberation Army. So they have nothing to do with Ipob.
If I can give you more than 20 names of people.
There's one they call ESN.
Using Biafra.
There's also unknown gunmen.
Unknown gunmen are criminals, are armed robbers. Understand me? This violent organizations has nothing to do with Ipob. Assuming that they are, I will tell you.
All right, let me go
because I'm not here to defend or protect anybody.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noske, for being very clear on that. Okay, and I want to urge our viewers who are making comments to keep it respectful so that we can actually learn or get some information that we need to actually be educated, because most times we find a lot of situations where people are only getting one side of the information. There's need for balance, and that is why we're here as a media platform to do all of that. And of course, we're going to keep it respectful as much as possible. Let me go to Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, taking a look at this current situation, how will Ekpa's arrest affect international perceptions of Ipob's peaceful movement for Biafra, knowing that there's been a lot of counter, would I say, some saying he was impersonating the struggle and so on and so forth. And with all of this new revelation and so on and so forth, how will the international, talking about how will it affect the international perception of Ipob, talking about their struggle for Biafra?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, well, although network made me lose you there, but if taking it from what I understand with what my brother Anasike is saying, yes, Nnamdi Kanu may be his friend and brother and everything, but Nnamdi Kanu is not exactly pure and cannot be totally exonerated from what has happened or what is happening. But I will say this in fairness to him. He did not incite the wide-scale, large-scale violence that a set of people were fabricated or created or manufactured to unleash mayhem on the Southeast. ESN, unknown gunmen, the Ekpa faction. I'm sure he has no hand. But as I keep insisting, these were the things, these were the lines he laid down. The sit at home, he started it. Yes, it was supposed to be for peaceful means. But of course, we also understood that there were people that he had to muzzle in because they were disobeying the order. At the time, though it was not so widespread, the violence against those who were dissenting. But Ekpa took over from there, became a willing tool in the hands of government agents, in the hands of whether maybe foreign interest or whatever, but for the fact that the Finnish government can release him, can arrest and release him to us, so that maybe the hand of foreign interest was a bit downplayed. But we know that government was part of it, even as we speak. So we cannot exonerate Nnamdi Kanu. And I always like to use, thank God we had a Sunday, Igboho. If you remember Igboho was almost at the same status, if not higher, than Nnamdi Kanu, fighting for the Yoruba people. He did not at any point turn against his own people or make them do anything that will hold up their livelihood or hold the state to ransom. And indeed, he was at the forefront fighting. He was not hiding anywhere abroad, enjoying himself and belting out orders for people at home to go and kill themselves. He was in front. That is a leader fighting for the people's cause. That is an activist fighting for a cause for his people. That's the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. Nnamdi Kanu was a big man, belting out from the diaspora. Go and kill yourself. Go and fight government. Now, when he was going to be arrested, he was arrested like a chicken on a tryst, supposedly. So what are we talking about? Simon Ekpa is a rogue. He's a scammer. I have never liked him. So what are we talking about? But what I'm trying to say is that Simon Ekpa just saw a gap. He's been like a racket. Let's not deceiving ourselves. This was not the Biafra Ojukwu headed now. Do you people know who Ojukwu was? Ojukwu in his grave will be turning with anger. If Ojukwu were alive today, he will cancel these guys. Because they are an insult on the Igbo race. From Nnamdi Kanu to Simon Ekpa. They are an insult to the Igbo man. Even Anasike is better, bigger, more intelligent, more visionary than Kanu. Why Kanu was holding this way? I was the one telling those people, my people, the people I know in there who are Southeast, that you are insulting yourself with this bastard. Look at what he has caused.
Let's keep it simple.
Look at what he has caused. People have lost their lives. People have lost their livelihood because they are false flagging. Deep state, Nigerian deep state, evil people in government, in power, are now false flagging his own concept. So he cannot be exonerated. Why are people not false flagging Igboho? Why? Why is Nigerian state? Why is Nigerian state not false flagging Igboho? Why?
Are you still with us? Okay.
let's face the truth. Nnamdi Kanu should never, in his wildest dream, be the one to lead the Igbo race. As smart, as enterprising, as visionary, as intellectually blessed as they are you telling me that Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Anungozi Okonjo-Iweala would prefer Nnamdi Kanu to lead her? Or Chinua Achebe? Or Eme Agwali? Or Chimamanda? Do you think they'll be proud that somebody like Nnamdi Kanu is the one leading them? Ekpa is nothing. Ekpa is immaterial in what we are talking about. So anybody trying to deify or make Nnamdi Kanu relevant or significant in the life and soul of Igbo race and Igbo cause, I'm sorry, you're fooling yourself. This is my first time I will talk about this.
All right.
Nnamdi Kanu never count. He should never count. He will never count in my dictionary for Igbos.
All right.
Ojukwu is my hero forever. He's an African legend. So please, I just want to put this matter in proper perspective. I have nothing personal against Nnamdi Kanu, but for him to enter a shoe, nobody called him to enter, to lead a people as beautiful, as visionary, as well blessed as the Igbo race is an insult, especially after an Ojukwu had led. Do you know? Let me tell you. I said at the time Nnamdi was holding to, I said, what if I was in Nnamdi? What I would do is that I would use my power, which was not elected. He just had the people on his side. All he needed to have done was first make sure that the elected officers and officials of the Southeast were doing their job. If they didn't do it, the people would descend on them on his orders. They would have done that. Nnamdi Kanu was capable at the height of his power to have turned the Igbos, to have turned Southeast into Dubai. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He was busy chasing violence against the state. How? Look, does it make sense? Let's face it, does it make sense for anybody to say you want to secede from Nigeria? So where now? How do you want to do that secession? Is it you secede and you go to Gambia, or you go out of Nigeria, Africa's map? What are we talking about? Nigeria's problem has never been ethnic. Right. It has never been ethnic. It's been social. Let me tell you as I close on this topic. The day we have, and if I keep using that boy, Ibrahim Traore, or even a Peter Obi, Nigeria will be united one time. Igbos will love Hausa, Hausa will love Igbo, Yorubas will love Hausa, Hausa will love Yoruba. We are a united people. Whether anybody likes it or not, our problem is not secession. Our problem is not marginalization. Our problem are the vipers in power, the vampires in power, the criminals in power, ruling all over us. So that's the problem. Don't let nobody delude themselves. That's my take. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Noski would like to add to that before we move over to the next conversation.
One, I'm a strong believer in Nigeria. Understand? I'm a strong believer in Nigeria, and if I'm given a vote today to vote Nigeria or Biafra, I will vote Nigeria. Understand? I will vote Nigeria. Why people are seeking for self-determination is not that they want it. It's out of frustration. It is out of frustration because Nigerian state has refused to recognize the Igbos. Nigerian state has refused to carry the Igbos along. Nigerian state is treating the Igbos as third-class citizens. Understand me? Among all the geopolitical zones in this country now, it is only the Southeast that has not produced presidents. Understand? Yoruba Obasanjo is a Yoruba man. He ruled for 8 years. So when power is supposed to come down to the south, Jonathan is from south-south. He ruled for 6 years. Naturally, it's supposed to be for the southeast.
Was it not by proxy? Let's not forget. It was Umar Yar'Adua
who took over for
him. Yar'Adua took over for him. He was
He was
given the opportunity
he
as
was
a vice
elected
president.
2011. He was elected. He took over from Yaradua.
He was already an incumbent.
2009.
By proxy, let's not forget.
He was elected 2009. No, Yaradua died 2009. He took over as an acting president, but was elected 2011.
Yes.
So, and now ruled for 6 years, and power had to go to the north. After Buhari's 8 years, power coming to the south, it should have been for the geopolitical zone that has never produced president, and which is the southeast. But what happened? Southwest again take it after Buhari, Obasanjo's 8 years. So even if it's you will not be happy. Understand? You can never enforce peace. All the fighter jets in this world can never enforce peace. Peace can only be achieved through understanding. Understand me? Understand? And for there to be peace, there must be justice. So those who are calling for Biafra self-determination, it's not that they like it, because Nigeria has not accepted them. And if you are rejected, you must not reject yourself. Understand me? But I strongly believe that Southeast is better in Nigeria. That's my own opinion. Southeast is better in Nigeria. Igbos are better in Nigeria. The day I interviewed the Chisco, that's a Chidi, that owner of Chisco Motors, he asked me if we have Biafra, where will he park his cars?
But you know, it's quite interesting that everybody is saying, a region is saying that they are not being remembered in terms of the position of the presidency. That's why they feel marginalized. Now the question is, take a look at the set of leaders we've had. Let's not forget. We've had leaders
in this Tinubu's government. Tell me, mention one Igbo man that is holding a substantive position.
When that
just mention one.
I'm not going to mention one
because there's none.
Let's now say, if an Igbo man becomes, for instance, a minister, what impact does he have on the Southeast as a leader? Let's not forget. Let's keep it low. Let's not forget we have various governors in the Southeast. Most of the governors in the Southeast are more or less most of the less performing governors, as far as Nigeria is concerned.
Which governors are performing?
No.
Which governors are performing?
Those are the kind of...
Which governors are... Just mention governors.
They are also on the same train. I'm just trying to figure out the aspect that all of this we are all saying, if the president comes from the Southeast, what is the guarantee that whoever comes there is going to make sure that the life is better for the Southeast other than other regions? Because all the time they are fighting for a president. What if the president comes from the Southeast and is even worse than the president who has come from the Southwest? We need to have a mentality shift in terms of the kind of leader that is there. For instance, we've had a situation, okay, when Obasanjo was there, even before Obasanjo, how many people were fighting for Biafra struggle as it is at the moment? If the president there is treating everybody equally, do you think the need for everybody to be particular about who is there will be an issue? But instead, the quality of the leader who is there, who is ready to unite the country.
So, assuming that P2B is the president, do you think that we will be in this mess that we are now? The answer is never.
I cannot guarantee. As far as
I can guarantee, because the records are there.
Politicians are very funny.
The records are there.
Situations might not allow such to happen. So we cannot guarantee until when the person is actively
assuming that P2B is the president, we will not have been in this mess that we are now. I'm assuring you, I can bet anything on it.
Do you think Peter Obi is almighty, is an Iroko that can handle? Let's not forget, he's not going to be running the government alone. He's going to be running the government alongside other politicians from the National Assembly to the judiciary, even to the armed forces.
Ideas, decisions come from the top, not from below. And the other people under you operate with your body movement, with your body language. If you are at the top, you are corrupt. Those under you must be corrupt. If you are at the top, you are not serious. Those under you will not be serious. If you are the top, you are frugal. Understand me? You are not living you are frugal. Those under you will be frugal.
And including the governors?
Including the governors.
Have we seen a situation where the president at the top wants his own ideology of this kind of government and the governors are doing something different, and the constitution does not say he can go and beat the governors to align with what he wants them to do?
You have what it takes to call the governors to order. Assuming that P2B is in government, the 160 million naira SUV that was bought to 360 people in National Assembly, nobody would have even mentioned that idea because they know who the president is.
Anyway, Pete Obi is not yet the president, so we will never know until when he gets there. But let's go back to the next conversation. I don't know whether Mr. Chris is still with us. Maybe you might want to add one or two things before we move to the next conversation.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Number one, it's not about presidency in any race or ethnic group that's the problem of the Southeast. Number two, thank you for bringing in Peter Obi. Even in the midst of the madness, Peter Obi as governor of Anambra remains the best governor they've had till date. In the midst of the madness, before him nobody, after him nobody. Now, I am agreeing with my brother. If Peter Obi were president today, we won't be in this mess. The other day I was listening to Tinubu talking at G20 and I was shocked. I almost vomited. He used us to sweep the floor. Used the whole Nigeria to sweep the floor. He was not even talking sense. He was just ranting around, begging. Nigeria is not a beggarly nation. Peter Obi would not make Nigeria a beggarly nation. Somebody who told you that the whole of the North is a food basket. Who has told you that what is it called? Netherlands, that is half one of the states in the North. The whole of the North is an agrarian place, agrarian prosperity basket for Nigeria. Is that the that mess up Nigeria now? No way. But that's beside the point. The point is this: the Igbos do not need to wait, do not need to agitate for presidency when God has blessed them. All they needed to do is somebody to rally them round. Have you forgotten during the real Biafra war? They created a whole refinery within 3 years. Look at us struggling with refinery forever, for decades. The Igbo man built refinery weapons. If that republic at that time had survived till now, don't you know that they will become a nuclear nation? People man does not need any government, anything. That's why I'm angry with Nnamdi Kanu till forever. All Nnamdi Kanu needed to do, which he could have done, was to rally around the people of the Southeast. Build university for Igbo people and make it free for them. Anybody from outside Igbo, make them pay. Is anybody going to hold them to ransom? Is any government going to come down on them? Okay, you turn your area into an agrarian state. You know, be selling food cheaply to all Igbos are in the Southeast. Anybody want to buy from outside will buy cheap higher. Is anybody going to hold him? They will cooperate. Southeast will develop. Because Southeasterners have everything to develop themselves into a better Dubai. That was what Nnamdi Kanu should have done. Not concern himself with fighting Nigerians, a war that was long gone in the 60s, 70s. That's why. But you know, he couldn't have thought of it because his level of thinking was on a racket. How he will become the, I don't know, whether Malcolm X of the Southeast and be making money from people's dues, monthly dues. That's what the Ekpa is copied now. It was a racket. Let's face it. If they were visionary, they didn't need government. They didn't need government to be what he is to the Southeasterners as the leader of Ipob. No! He could easily have developed positively, productively, prosperously the Southeast with the power God gave him. Now he's messed himself up.
All right.
Now this scammer, he became a willing tool in the hands of politicians to wreak havoc in the southeast, killing people. Killing people. Look at the last one that happened in Anambra. Do you want to tell me that was was that not Ekpa? Do you think who is funding Ekpa? Do you think Ekpa has money to do all the nonsense he's doing? Do you think he was funded by somebody by a rival state in the south? No way. It was funded by foreign powers. Foreign as in it could be the government, federal government, or some foreign, but it can't be it's between the federal government and the foreign powers. Because the kind of money and logistics you need for all those weapons and weaponry and logistics to do all those things they are doing is massive. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. It's not just about EPA. It's about government or government agents or proxies using these bastards to destabilize the southeast. Now that they've caught him, let's see how the drama unfolds.
All right.
Let's see how the drama unfolds.
All right. Before we go, I think I just want to ask this question. What does this mean for Samuel Ekpa with Ipob denying any knowledge of having any business to do with him?
He's in the code, and he is in the code. Understand me? He is in the code because he's not fighting for Biafra. He is using Biafra to make money. He's using the agitation for Biafra to make money, sowing the seed of fear, deceiving people, understand? And those who don't really know what is happening are throwing money at him. So he was using the agitation for Biafra to make money. So that's when you are talking about declaring the December 2, I told you that nothing is going to happen, that this guy is a scam. That this guy is a scam. When Owaziri that founded Mossab, he told Nigerians, he told Igbos that Biafran House in Washington, D.C. is just 7 buildings away from White House. Imagine such. And some people still believe it. Understand? Some people still believe it. So these guys will not always find people to deceive. And that's what is happening. So he's in the code. I'm just praying if there's a way that he can be brought back to Nigeria even before tomorrow morning.
Don't you think it would be safe for him to be tried abroad?
I don't pray for his safety. I don't wish for his safety.
I'm talking about the safety of the Southeast, the agitations, blaming the government
Which agitation?
for holding on to him.
Who is going to... I have a medium. Whoever want to sympathize for Ekpa is a criminal.
But the funny thing is that, in spite of all of these challenges and all of these confrontations, we still see a lot of people. Like during the week, we had a program where we talked about the arrest of Samuel Ekpa. A lot of Nigerians under the comments, mostly abroad, are of the part that Samuel Ekpa is their savior. They still believe he's the one to lead them to Biafra. Even with all his arrests and all they talk about his activities with being a scammer and so on and so forth, and imposter and so on and so forth, we still have a lot of Igbos, both home and abroad, who solely believes in Simon Ekpa and whatever
Foolish
he says.
people are everywhere. Foolish people are everywhere.
We are talking about a majority, thousands of people all over the world.
I say foolish people are everywhere.
But we cannot push those supporters away.
And it is those foolish people that he is capitalizing on. It is those people that are donating offerings to him like a pastor.
All right, let's go back to the next conversation, where Chief Bode George, former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has urged that Nigerians are keen to oust the All Progressive Congress government led by President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 elections. At a news conference celebrating his 79th birthday in Lagos, he stressed the need to revitalize the PDP through the upcoming national convention. George expressed deep concern about the current state of the PDP highlighting the importance of an upcoming meeting of party elders on November 28 to address unresolved issues before they escalate. He noted that some party members appeared to be colluding with the APC, which he labeled as a serious threat to party unity. In light of the economic challenges facing Nigerians, George emphasized the PDP's responsibility to provide viable solutions and called for collective action among members. He underscored the urgency of resolving internal conflicts, particularly in Rivers State, and he encouraged prominent party elders to actively participate in addressing these challenges. He concluded that unity within the PDP is essential for the party's success and that disunity could undermine prospects for success in the 2027 elections. Let me go over to you, Mr. Chris. Given Chief Bode George's call for PDP unity, how realistic is it for the party to overcome internal divisions, especially with claims of collusion with the APC? Are you with us, Mr. Chris? Please unmute your mic so we can hear you.
I'm with you.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the question?
Okay. I was just talking about Chief Bode George's call for party unity of the PDP. How realistic is it for the party to overcome the internal divisions, especially with claims of collusion within the APC? We've seen Wike is actively in the APC government, but still wants to be active in PDP's decisions when it comes to major decisions.
I think, from the bit I can pick from you, all I can start with to say is that Bode George is still fantasizing. PDP is no more. They're just a ragtag right now, as far as I'm concerned. The party that's in contention, the opposition in contention is Labour Party. All right?
You still think
and if you check out all the campaigns during that time, they were all trying to ape Labour Party. In fact, at some point, they were even using Labour Party to campaign. Cloning Labour Party to campaign. PDP is finished. PDP led us to APC's demonic reign now. Say? Do I what?
Can you hear me?
If you can hear me, I don't think people... Sorry, what did you say?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, network is really horrible. Oh. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that PDP is finished. Yeah. You was what?
Yeah, go ahead. You can
Hello? Anyway, you can hear me. PDP is finished, expired. Whatever Bode is saying, Bode George is saying, is not holding any water. PDP, and again, I keep saying that we are all fantasizing about 2027. There will be no 2027. We should know it and no peace. Everybody, do you think Nigeria can survive till 2027? The way this man is running the country, how many people will be alive? How many people will be alive to contest or to vote in 2027? The way this man is going, do you think this country can survive? I love what Peter Obi is saying. He's not running after the presidency 2027 yet. He's talking about how Nigerians will survive. That is where we are. Politics should go. Anybody talking politics right now is not a serious person. I don't care who the person is. Anybody talking about 2027 right now does not love Nigeria. He's just an empty, I don't want to say bad name or bad word on air. He's not an empty politician. A politician so-called. Nigeria, the state of Nigeria now is not such that it can entertain any talk of some future politics, some future election. When we know that even the elections we are seeing today, by-election and all those state elections, are being hijacked, captured, grabbed, snatched, stolen. A wise man and smart man will know that will be captured, grabbed, snatched, and stolen. So what are we talking about? Meanwhile, we are hungry. It takes a man who is not hungry to vote. vote right. It's only a hungry man that will sell his vote, and that's what we're doing. They already vote buying and vote selling is the order of the day. And the way Nigerians are made to be are being starved daily just for this cause. By the time you get to 2027, they'll be going, people will be submitting their accounts to APC headquarters. That is, it is their sleep, it is their alert they will be using to vote. Quote me.
All right.
So which election are they talking about? Which, PDP can never come together. Forget that matter. They can never come together. Thank you.
Let me come to Mr. Nosike. Taking a look at the economic challenges facing Nigeria, can the PDP realistically offer viable solutions that resonate with the electorate, or will internal conflict hinder its ability to present a united front?
Let us watch the vision of PDP and APC. That's not minding the conflict, understand, or the factions. We know that the PDP is a party with human face. PDP is a party that has concern for the people. And the PDP is just the opposite of APC. But Bode George is one of the enemies of PDP. So him talking about unity, for PDP to stand, Bode George should be among those that should be expelled. He should be among those that should be expelled. He's among those that is sabotaging PDP. Bode George has never delivered his word in Ikoyi since he joined PDP. He has never delivered his word in Ikoyi. Every good politician, every strong politician must deliver his word. I know that when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, on Fridays he comes to Acme, which is the headquarters of APC in Lagos State. His instruction is always go back and deliver your word to the party. Then it was AC and later ACN. Tinubu will come there on Friday and tell them, go and make sure you deliver your word. That's how we know real politicians. Politicians who are in control of the grassroots. If you are a big politician and you cannot deliver your word, it means that you are not in control of the grassroots. So, Bode George had been operating on the air. Understand me? He had not been. I can equate Bode George with Ogbonnayonu. Ogbonnayonu, as the chairman of AMPP, national chairman, never produced a councillor in his town, which means your people are not with you. So, Bode George, for PDP to stand, to become strong, Bode George is among those that must be sacked. Wike is among those that must be sacked. Fayoshe is among those that must be sacked. Damagu is among those that must be sacked. As long as these people remain in PDP, PDP will never be strong.
All right, time really fast, but we just have to call it a day. I want to say big thanks, Mr. Chris, for being a part of the issues this evening. We'll make a return on Monday with more on this platform. All right. Have a good night rest. Okay, Mr. Nosike, it's a pleasure having you as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, that's a wrap for today's edition, the Friday edition of The Issues. So thank you for tuning in. Be sure to catch us again on Monday at the same time on our YouTube channel, Voice of the People TV. Stay connected with us on our other social media platforms at VOP TV Live. I am your host, Jerry Arpeliohai. Have a great weekend.